Stephen Miller, White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor. Stephen, good to have you with us. There's so much happening so quickly, but let me get your thoughts on something that we just mentioned in the intro here, which is that the Trump administration is taking steps to deputize U.S. state and local law enforcement to work with ICE. How would that work? And clearly there's going to be some cities where they're going to refuse to do that, right?
Yes, so this is an example of how President Trump is unleashing a vast and broad array of federal statutory authorities to secure the homeland. Authorities that Congress has enacted that exist in statute, but that have never been used before. The Secretary of Homeland Security has the authority to deputize both federal law enforcement as well as state and local law enforcement and the National Guard to conduct immigration enforcement activities. The Secretary of Homeland Security has already used that authority to deputize other federal law enforcement, including all the law enforcement branches at DOJ. And that authority will be leveraged shortly to deputize state and local law enforcement to conduct immigration arrests as well. Additionally, there's an authority known as 287G in the Immigration and Nationality Act that will be used to enroll National Guard operating in a state capacity to assist and support the Border Patrol in the conduct of immigration enforcement. You've also seen and referenced the military deportation flights that are taking place. For the first time in American history, under President Trump's command and control, military aircraft are being used to remove illegal aliens from this country as part of a vast, coordinated interagency operation to defend the homeland and repel the invasion. These are just some of the many authorities that President Trump has leveraged in his first days in office to end the migrant invasion of the U.S. homeland.
So I would just point out, we just played a clip in the tease, Stephen, that two clips of President Biden saying, I don't have any more authority on this. You know, Congress is going to have to do something. But everything that you're pointing out, these are statutes that are on the books already. These are things that Alejandro Mayorkas, as Homeland Security chief, could have employed. He could have done all of these things, correct?
Yes, every single authority that I've mentioned and many more were enacted by Congress. The president went all the way back to 1798 through 2025 and identified every statute in existence that allows him to secure and defend the American homeland. So 1798, we have the Alien Enemies Act, which will be used shortly to remove illegal alien gang members such as Tren de Aragua from the United States. Congress also passed Remain in Mexico authority that President Trump was the first president in American history to use. As of today, Martha, that is operational. It is up and running, and we are using Remain in Mexico. President Trump is also reactivating our Safe Third agreements to end asylum fraud across the southwest border. And as mentioned earlier, President Trump is using all federal law enforcement to support and assist in the identification and removal of priority illegal alien targets from the United States and out of the country. And of course, the Department of Defense has been unleashed both on the border and with respect to aircraft to end the illegal immigration into our country.
It's extraordinary. You know, one of the things that strikes me when I look at sound bites like the one we played on the way in, where you have someone exiting the country who said, I'm telling, you know, the message is don't cross. You know, they're sending all of us back. And then I want to play this tape of a migrant who was taken into custody in the criminal roundup. Here's what he had to say. You may have seen this tape. I want to get your reaction to it. Let's watch.
I'm not going back to Haiti. Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
He says not going back to Haiti. You heard what he said. And cheering on Biden and Obama. What's your reaction to that? And what's the impact on people who might have been thinking, you know, I guess I'm going to try to get in?
4 years of national humiliation and embarrassment are over. Illegal aliens are no longer exempt from our laws. Far from it. They are the priority for immigration enforcement, for law enforcement in this country. And so that illegal alien you mentioned, he's being shipped back, and every single illegal alien that is identified for removal is going to be successfully removed from this country. We are not going to allow the trespass and invasion of this country anymore. And the Department of Justice is going to aggressively use its authorities to prosecute immigration crime. Child traffickers are going to be going to jail for decades. Human smugglers are going to be put behind bars. Individuals engaged in sex trafficking are going to spend the rest of their lives on this planet in jail and behind bars. Local officials who violate our laws are also subject to enforcement of our immigration laws.
I mean, we have
so
gangs.
Every resource we have is going to be deployed and it's going to be used, Martha.
I love the message that's going to gangs who have made even more money on trafficking people than drugs in recent years. 16 states have known gang presence and cartel operations in them. But I want to just give you something that we just got moments ago from ABC is reporting this, and that's all I've got on it so far. ICE agents denied entry to a Southside elementary school in the Chicago public school system, and they're saying that they followed protocols, the principal says, and did not allow the agents inside. Are you aware of that situation, and is that something that is acceptable? We've heard talk about schools and churches as sanctuary spots.
There's no sanctuary for criminal aliens in this country, nor is there a sanctuary for child trafficking, for child smuggling, or for child endangerment. ICE officers will take the actions necessary to protect the lives and safety of our children and to identify individuals who are involved in the smuggling and trafficking of our children. In order to conduct these investigations, in order to protect the safety and security of children all across America, federal law enforcement needs unrestricted access to conduct basic investigations. 500,000 children were trafficked into this country under Joe Biden. That is a stain on our national conscience. It's a stain on our history. It's ending now. And the Department of Justice, working with the Department of Homeland Security, is going to prioritize the end of human trafficking, the end of human smuggling, and the entire machinery of government is going to be used to stop the cartels, to stop the coyotes, to stop the traffickers, to stop the smugglers from preying on our citizens and exploiting our country. We are not going to be trammeled anymore. We're not going to be trampled anymore. We're certainly not going to be abused and violated anymore. We're going to be a free country again, Martha.
Well, it's something that we've turned too much of a blind eye to, the trafficking and the abuse of children and the slave labor that is going on in some of these factories in the Southwest. And I look forward to talking to you more about that. Stephen Miller, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.